most of the highest paid female athletes of the past year were actually at least half, if not full Asian. Let's talk about if there's a particular reason for this.
Yeah, we got to talk about this article that just came out saying Naomi Osaka, Emma Raducanu, and Eileen Gu are amongst the 5 highest paid female athletes of 2022. Listen, guys, let's make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. But you know what else is doing good numbers in 2023?
Smala sauce could be the highest paid chili oil out of a squeeze bottle ever, hopefully. But anyways, check it out, smalasauce.com.
Yeah, Andrew, Naomi Osaka, her father is Haitian, her mother's Japanese. She was born and raised in Japan until 2. Then I believe Florida, made $51 million in 2022.
Now, do we know if that's mostly from sponsorship deals or prize money? Because tennis players can make a lot of money, but
I want to say
both.
it's mostly sponsorship deals primarily, but yes, she is also a top-ranked tennis player, even though she's taking some time off. I believe she had a kid. Number 3 coming in, Andrew, was Eileen Gu at $20.1 million, a freestyle skier. A lot of people are like, there's no way a freestyle skier makes that much money. However, Andrew, her mother is from China. Her dad is white American, I believe, and most of the money comes from modeling in China.
yeah, no, I mean, she decided to win gold medals for China. She's also very good looking, can speak Mandarin. So her sponsorship money and her modeling gigs is out of control.
Number 4, Andrew, Emma Raducanu. Andrew, mother is Chinese, dad is Romanian, raised in London, $18.7 million. Also can speak Mandarin.
Right, so
Not as good as Eileen Gu, though. Eileen Gu's Mandarin is
right,
obviously
not
on
the
a higher level.
sponsorship levels, but still a very good tennis player. Still very highly ranked.
Yeah.
And then the next Asian we have, does it go to number 9, Jessica Pegulu,
Yeah,
who's
Jessa-
actually half Korean.
Yeah, but the mom is an adopted Korean. But actually, interestingly enough, Andrew, her parents own the Buffalo Bills. They're billionaires.
They're billionaires. I mean, still though, she's good at tennis.
And then number 10, Andrew, we've got Minji Lee, the Korean golfer.
Right, 7.3 million. So I guess, David, the big question here is them being half Asian. Minji Lee's full Asian, by the way, but is everyone else being half Asian? Is that somehow an advantage in making money nowadays when most people generally believed for a long time that being Asian in sports was only a disadvantage?
Yes.
Is it now an advantage, at least for making money? That's the question we're going to answer
Okay,
today.
I will say this. I think that these are, first of all, we got to be clear here, and it's not to take away from anything. A lot of Asians right now are getting a lot of money in small ball sports. We're talking about golf, tennis, and baseball. Specifically, baseball, the dudes are getting money.
No, we're talking about female athletes, though, because there are Korean guys in soccer that are doing well. There's Japanese guys in baseball that are doing well, right?
Right.
But we're talking about female athletes.
Right, the female athletes are getting money in tennis and golf.
Tennis and golf
majorly
primarily
right now.
No, and those are rich people sports generally, but they do have a lot of money. You can make a lot of money being good at those sports without sponsorships.
And here's the truth. Everybody, Raducanu, Eileen Gu, Naomi Osaka, they can play to a gigantic economy back in the East. Obviously, Naomi Osaka is going to tap into the Japanese market. She can speak Japanese. Eileen Gu, Raducanu, they can speak Mandarin. That's going to bolster their endorsement money heavily in Chinese-speaking countries. We're not even talking about just mainland China. We're talking about Taiwan, Hong Kong, Singapore, Malaysia have gigantic Mandarin-speaking populations.
So you're saying if you're a Hoppa athlete right now, you better learn your mother tongue.
Yes.
Learn your mother tongue, because that's going to be a lot of money on the table.
And it has to do with like how popular that sport is in the corresponding country that you can appeal to. For example, Andrew, Kazumi, I believe Yamazaki, she was a famous ping pong player from Japan. She learned to speak Mandarin because ping pong is the biggest in China, bigger than in Japan.
Right. There's a lot of great Chinese table tennis athletes, whether they represent China or not.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it means that these athletes, they do have, I guess, like multiple cross-cultural appeal, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it always helps when athlete, even for like Iga Swiatek, who's Polish, Andrew, it opens up her marketability if she can speak English as well as her mother language, right?
Yeah, and also, I mean, who knows? If she learns some Mandarin, that would still actually get her some sponsorship money, oddly enough, probably.
Right, you're saying if Iga Swiatek learned Mandarin to a fluent level, it would boost her endorsement money like a couple million a year.
Yeah, what's crazy is that if actually any of these athletes learn Mandarin, it would still help. I don't know if it'd be worth it for them to take the time to learn Mandarin for the extra maybe $1 million, but it'd be maybe an extra $1 million.
All right, so let's talk about some of the discussions on the internet, Andrew. A lot of people were talking about, do you think that these Asian female athletes, do they care about their Asian side, or do they use it for money reasons? This is the harshest way to pose the question that I found on the internet.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of, in a mean way, some people are going to suspect that they don't care. But I guess, do they care any more or less than your average Hoppa about there? You know, I mean, these are people who maybe in their deepest heart of heart, they don't, like, let's say these Hoppa women, they don't need to date an Asian guy, or they're not particularly attracted to Asian guys. How much do I care about that as an Asian guy? Well, to me, I don't fully care as long as they support being Asian. And this is just something as an Asian guy you have to accept for anybody in media, is that they may or may not love Asian men, but they support being Asian. And they do support being Asian because they speak their Asian language. And all of them have spoken up about, at least Naomi Osaka and Eileen Gu have, at least in their celebrity way, spoken up against anti-Asian stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? And they support BLM and everything like that. So I guess, like, to me, I don't have high expectations, but I'm glad that they're at least doing the minimum and what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, no, I think kudos to them. I don't actually ask anything of them. I also don't want to give them the "you are the most crazy pro-Asian person in history" Oscar.
I'm also not giving them the greatest Asian award either.
Yeah.
Right?
But some probably, like, maybe boba liberals are ready to be honest.
I don't know. Some people may.
If you made me guess, yeah, depending on, you know.
If you want to give Naomi Osaka the greatest Asian American athlete award, that is fine. Her last name is Osaka. She speaks Japanese.
I think oftentimes, here's the truth. A lot of Asian, like, tribes or whatever, like Asian, I'm an Asian American that cares about acting. I care about singing. You're, like, gonna give it to the person who just acknowledges their Asian side. Like, the Asian, I believe, like, Entertainment Association gave Janae Aiko the Lifetime Achievement Award for, like, Asian American of the Year award. But Janae Aiko, I remember when she got it, she was like, I don't even know if I deserve this. I appreciate it. I do care about my Asian side. But, like, yeah, I don't even know if y'all needed to give this to me. You know what I mean?
They probably didn't need to.
No, but I'm saying it's because, like, the full Asians, they haven't gotten to that level of relevancy in the Western world yet, that it's always going to be the Hoppas. And of course, it is going to be the Hoppas with the Asian mom and the non-Asian father. Whereas, like, for example, like a lot of black athletes that are mixed, it's almost like 95% of the time their dad is black and their mom is the non-Asian side, non-black side. I'm sorry.
I mean, I would say it's a little bit like giving, like, someone like Janae Aiko award, or let's say putting Eileen Gu and Naomi Osaka on these pedestals and being like, oh my gosh, you guys are such great Asian American representation. It's not wrong, but it's also kind of like a racial draft where you're, like, trying to get them on your team and be like, hey, we all love you. We appreciate you. You might not be full Asian, but we appreciate you. So remember the Asians, like, oh, you're part of us. You are on our squad.
It is a little bit like the Nobel Peace Prize that they tried to give to Obama to try to tell Obama to not fight any more wars.
Right. Oh,
like you're trying to encourage behavior by giving a preemptive award.
Right. You don't give the award for necessarily what they've done or who they are, but you give it for what they might do.
Right.
Right.
I guess, how come the top girls aren't white Americans anymore? Or there was, like, very few, I guess, white European girls in the top 10, if any. There's certainly some girls that were part white, but there was no more regular full white girls in the top 10 anymore.
Man, I don't know, man. I think this is a whole different video, David, but do you have a short answer for this?
I think my short answer is that I feel like white people, they've moved on to, like, easier ways of making money. Because if you really look at the life of these top tier athletes, they had to train every single day of their life on every single rep.
It's grueling.
You don't get to that level even by, you don't just show up for practice. You're locked in at every single rep in practice.
Yeah, no, it's not. I don't care what sport it is. You have to train every day.
And I think that in a way, full white people have gotten to a point where they're like, I'd rather make 10, 20, $30 million a year being a Logan Paul or being a Call Me Daddy podcast or et cetera, et cetera. These more, I guess, fun things where you don't got to wake up at 6 a.m., train 4 times a day, watch your macros every single meal.
Also, there's a lot of BS that comes with being an athlete. There's a lot of people who are going to talk about, you know, especially when you're a young athlete. So there's anything can go wrong. You have a career-ending injury or at least career-stunting injury.
Right, like right before your first match, right? At a pro level, you tear your Achilles. It's happened to many, many people.
No, I do think that having an immigrant Asian mother or having an Asian parent for some of these athletes, it does like make them think a little bit more, like a notch more like an immigrant. So they work that hard. I think there's some like correlation. But anyways, you guys, you let us know in the comments down below what you think. My overall wrap up is this. I think it's really interesting now that the highest paid baseball players are Japanese. Yoshinobu and Shohei Ohtani. Huge contracts, bro.
Well, top 5 contracts, both of them. And
Yoshinobu has not even thrown a pitch in the MLB yet.
Right.
He's getting signed straight out of Japan.
And some people are mad at it, right?
Yes.
Because they're saying that their contracts, especially Yoshinobu's, was partially affected by marketing influence, right?
Yes. Because, yeah, marketing influence and also, like, I don't know, him teaming up with Shohei is going to be crazy,
Basically,
right?
the entire country of Japan is going to be following the Dodgers for the next 10 years,
right. Obviously, he's still very good, too, but, you know, he hasn't proven it in the MLB. Also, like, you know, being Asian in sports, especially for guys, it just is a negative until it's a benefit. And just like it was a negative, it was a disadvantage for Jeremy Lin his entire career.
Right,
Getting
no D1
overlooked,
scholarships.
Getting doubted, no great D1 scholarships coming out of high school. It was a lot because he was Asian. And then when he blows up, when he breaks through that and becomes Linsanity, then you can say, okay, well, you got a little bit larger contract for marketing dollars. So now he's now benefiting from being Asian.
Right. You're saying it's like this dam that's holding the water back, but once the dam breaks, it's this huge deluge.
Yeah, you almost have to break through. And so the key is for Asian athletes in the future, whether you're half Asian, part Asian, whatever you identify as Asian, you can speak Asian language, whatever. You're not Asian, but you can speak Asian language. You just have to be good. You just have to be good. And then all of your cultural things that make you up are going to start to benefit you. Now, obviously, if you're from one of the large Asian groups, China, Japan, Korea, maybe Philippines, or maybe Indonesia, and you're a great athlete coming with heritage from those countries, that can really benefit you more than, like, to be honest, if you're like, I guess a Burmese athlete. Like, your marketing dollars overseas are not going to be as great.
But do you need to be bilingual? You need to have some level of bilingualness.
To fully benefit from your Asianness, you do need to be a lot bilingual. You need to be at least proficient in your mother tongue.
Right. At least to, I would say, a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, at least a conversational level. At least so you could do a quick interview and a commercial in it.
Yes. It's all about, I mean, Jeremy is playing in Taiwan right now, and he's probably the biggest, at least for sure, basketball athlete in Taiwan.
Right.
I would say kudos to everybody. Kudos to all the young ladies on this list, whether they were Asian or not. You know, but I will say this. I do follow the careers of the half Asian girls closer, because I feel like there's some additional relatability.
No,
I like
true.
them all.
That's
And
fair.
I don't
That is-
discriminate on what Asian country of origin, even though I'm Chinese, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's dope. It's cool to see. I think that it's very interesting to see. There's a lot of trends, like you said. Maybe it's just random. Who knows? Maybe in 5 years, the list looks completely different. But I think for at least baseball, for tennis and for golf, for women's, there's going to be a lot of Asian faces moving forward.
All right, everybody, let us know in the comments down below who are some of your favorite part Asian or full Asian athletes. Let us know. And, yeah, let us know which sport you think more Asian should play growing up. Hit that like button. Until next time, we out. Peace.